Insurance isn't one size fits all. That's why customers have enjoyed Progressive's Name Your Price tool for years now. With the Name Your Price tool, you tell them what you want to pay, and they'll show you options that fit your budget. So whether you're picking out your first policy or just looking for something that works better for you and your family, they make it easy to see your options. Visit Progressive.com. Find a rate that works for you with the Name Your Price tool. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates. Price and coverage match limited by state law.
Welcome to the No Guilt Mom podcast. I am your host, Joanne Crone. Hello, my Lolas. I am so excited that you are here with us today. And I have to tell you, it's a lot to be here because you have so much that you're thinking of, so much you're remembering and planning and tracking that I'm so happy that you're able to just take some time out and listen to the podcast. And I hope that today's episode is going to give you a lot of validation about how much you have on your plate, tell you a little bit why you're always the one remembering stuff, and give you a little bit of relief and help because I have some stuff for you today with our guest. We're getting into AI because I know there's this constant pressure for you to keep everything running. And now you're hearing about AI and you're like, is this one more thing that I have to do? You don't have any more room on your to-do list. How are you supposed to learn a new tool and put something else to use? It's not that you need to try harder and do one more thing. The issue is that we need to remove some things from your plate because you are the processor of everything in your home. And what if you can delegate and offload that? And what AI actually offers isn't more work. It's the shared thinking, the shared remembering. So today we are going to break this episode down into 3 parts. We're going to talk about how AI can be used in the home, how you can get started using AI, and also we're going to give you some really practical things that you could do so you could start using this information right away. And to help us do that, we have Sarah Dooley joining us. She is the founder of AI Empowered Mom and the host of the AI Empowered Mom podcast, where she helps moms reduce the mental load of modern parenting using simple, responsible AI tools. Before this, Sarah worked as a corporate AI strategist, but after becoming a mom to 3 daughters, including twins, she saw firsthand how overwhelming the invisible workload of family life can be. And that's what's led her to create practical ways for moms to use AI in their everyday lives, not in a complicated or technical way, but in a way that actually gives them relief. She's also the creator of M, which we talk about at the end of the episode, an AI family assistant designed specifically to support moms at home. You are going to take so much away from this episode. Have a notes app near you as you're listening, or a pen and paper, because there's so much that you're going to want to try, just like I want to try right now. So let's get on with the show. As you see, I've already hit record, so it doesn't matter to come in. We had this countdown before, Sarah. We went 3, 2, 1. And I'm like, that's a lot of pressure.
I have the countdown. I'm going to cut it.
Cut it.
Whatever you're doing, I'm just watching it.
Turn the thing off. In fact, I've thought about going to the ABR, always be recording, and just telling guests beforehand, hey, I'm going to hit record as soon as you enter. Don't worry about it.
Things in the chit chat at the beginning. So I like that model.
Yeah, you can have the chit chat at the beginning. Sure. Well, I'm super excited for you to be on here. And I heard you speak at Mom 2, which for everyone out there, Mom 2.0 is a huge conference every year that gathers all the influencers, all the creators, all the entrepreneurs who have moms in their audience. And Sarah got on a panel, and the knowledge, Sarah, that you dropped about how to use AI, my brain was exploding after that panel with everything I wanted to do.
Oh, I love to hear it. Thank you so much.
I am not kidding. I went back to my hotel room that night. I did not go out, and I set up some of your projects that you suggested in that panel because I'm like, this is so cool.
You're making all my dreams come true. Thank you.
Yeah. So you started as an AI corporate strategist, and then you transitioned into helping moms with AI. So let's start at the beginning. First of all, what were you doing as a corporate AI strategist, and where did you see this need to help parents?
So Even before I was a corporate AI strategist, I was working in tech consulting in digital transformation. So I was helping companies use technology to change the lives of their employees and their customers.
Mhm.
And I did that and I traveled a lot and I loved working in consulting. But then I had 3 babies in 18 months and that put the travel to an abrupt halt. So I left
Yes.
traveling work and started working in corporate tech roles. And my most recent role in corporate tech was at Visa. And it's just like right place, right time. I'd had this experience working in tech and changing people's behavior using technology. And then right about the time that I started working at Visa is when generative AI really went mainstream and companies were thinking like, how are we really going to use this? And I
Right.
just happened to be right there starting out and jumped on the team that was rolling out generative AI to employees. This is like their own instance of ChatGPT, their own instance of Copilot. And having those 3 kids at home, I mean, we are big enthusiasts for automation and AI in this household, in the AI-empowered mom household, as you can believe. And what I noticed at work is a few things. People are really reluctant to adopt AI, especially in those early days, very skeptical. Women, most of all, asking difficult questions, approaching it with skepticism. And when I shared the ways that I was using AI at home, in my personal life, with my yard sale, with my 2 songs for my kids, it could
Oh my
kind of
gosh.
de-risk things and get people to think about AI as a way to help make their lives easier, maybe make it more fun, not just like something that's coming for their job.
Right.
And so I was having some good luck getting people to adopt AI at work, but I was still seeing women practicing more discernment or maybe approaching with more skepticism. And once I figured out, like, had a series of aha moments that the AI tools were going to get better for the people that use them. Women were using them, and the research backs this up, and their lives could be lifted. Their lives could be easier. It was keeping me up at night. I couldn't not do something about it. My husband said, "You have to talk to someone else about this." So I started hosting AI classes in my living room for my friends.
That's so fun. Yeah.
And we would just open a bottle of wine and vent about stuff that was draining us. And then I would be like, peppering in how to write a prompt and what AI tools to try. And then we would split up into little groups and like tackle the problems. That is how this whole thing began, going from rolling out AI tools at work to rolling out AI tools in my community.
Oh my gosh, that sounds like so much fun. And the way you talk about how there was a lot of skepticism around AI, especially around women, I kind of want to tackle that objection right up front here because that is what I hear. One of my dear, dear friends gets so if she ever listens, she knows who she is, but she refuses to use much AI. So, two objections. Number one, the water usage for AI and for the AI data centers, rather. And then number two, she doesn't want to replace her thinking and get like horrible at thinking and managing because she relies on an outside tool to do it. So, like looking at those objections, what do you typically say to people?
Okay, first I say, thank you for sharing your objections and practicing discernment and using your critical thinking to ask important questions before we change our lives with these tools. So, bravo. Then I say, let's continue to ask these questions about the environmental impact, not just of AI, but of all the technology tools that we use. Because before I worked at Visa, in prior technology roles, going back almost 10 years, I was visiting data centers in the desert. I went to visit a data center near Las Vegas. I've seen how water and resource hungry these data centers are. And that's not for generative AI, that's for social media, you know? So I think it's wonderful to ask these questions and be thoughtful. But instead of missing out on something that could make our lives a lot better, let's think more broadly about the greater impact of technology on the environment. And there are little things that we can do as individual users of technology to lessen our impact. We can use the lighter or the older model. Like if you're a ChatGPT user, you can go to the lower number. Or if you're a Claude user, you can use one of the older, like an older haiku model. The newer models are faster and they know more, but you can use an older model. You can also batch your requests because every time you send a request to an AI tool, that's using a little bit more resources. And if you write a good prompt and you bundle them all into one, that is a lighter impact on the environment than a whole bunch of back and forth. So there are just little things that we can do like that to lighten our impact. And the reason why I'm so passionate about this is there are real gains to get in in our daily lives from using AI to take things that we don't want to deal with. And that brings up the second maybe question about AI. I don't think we should give up our critical thinking and the stuff we love and the most important tasks and the things that make us special in who we are as people or in our jobs. We should save that for ourselves. But the stuff that we don't want to do, administrative, redundant, mundane, the crap that drains us, give that to AI and use that time to spend, on the things that we love. And all of those little changes are going to compound over time. So
Could not agree more with giving AI the stuff I hate. It has made me such a productive person, Sarah, because now I don't procrastinate on tasks I hate. They're just done by AI in a matter of seconds. And I'm like, awesome.
I love it.
Is get the kids in swim lessons sitting on your mental to-do list right now? Maybe it's been there since last summer. No judgment. You're not behind and you are not the only one. Here's what I love about Goldfish Swim School. They get it. Their whole approach is built around meeting kids exactly where they are, not rushing them, not stressing them out, just building real water confidence and safety skills at their own pace. They use something called the science of swim play, which blends guided play with proven teaching techniques. So your kid is basically having fun and learning to be safe in the water. It's a win-win. And they've thought of everything too. Warm indoor pools, professionally trained lifeguards on deck at every single lesson, flexible scheduling, and easy makeups right through their app. Because life is busy and consistency shouldn't be a battle. Goldfish has lessons for kids as young as 4 months all the way through age 12. If you've been thinking about swim lessons or just wondering where to start, this is a great opportunity. Right now, Goldfish Swim School is offering a waived membership plus your child's first lesson free at participating locations. Just visit goldfishswimschool.com/free to find a location near you and enroll using promo code FREE. It's a simple way to get started and feel confident knowing you're giving your child skills that really matter. I just got back from Japan and packing is always my nemesis. I always end up with 4 bags just for my toiletries. But this trip was different. I brought my Quince travel case and the leather felt incredible. It had these built-in straps, like little slots perfectly sized for my makeup brushes, so I didn't have to just stuff them in. And all of my toiletries fit. All of it in one gorgeous case. I didn't have to pack 3 separate bags. I didn't have to dig around for anything. I was organized and it was beautiful, which apparently is something I didn't know I needed until I had it. That's the thing about Quince. They make pieces that are premium quality without the ridiculous markup. We're talking 100% European linen, organic cotton, soft denim, leather bags made from 100% hand-woven Italian leather, and styles starting around $50. They work directly with ethical factories and cut out the middlemen. So the price you see, that's for the quality, not the brand name. Their spring pieces are lightweight, breathable, and the kind of things you just throw on and look like you have it all together, even if you absolutely do not. I'm speaking from experience. Refresh your spring wardrobe with Quince. Go to quince.com/NGM for free shipping and 365-day returns. Now available in Canada too. Go to quince.com/NGM for free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/NGM.
It's time to refresh your yard during Spring Backyard Days at the Home Depot. Get low prices guaranteed on propane grills starting at $179, like the Next Grill 3-burner gas grill. Or get $50 off a select Weber Spirit grill and bring big flavor to your backyard. Then set the scene with Hampton-based string lights that bring it all together. Shop Spring Backyard Days for 7 days at the Home Depot, now through May 6th. Exclusions apply. See homedepot.com/price match for details.
That's amazing. So when you started really using AI in your home, what was happening in your life? What were you dealing with at home in terms of remembering all the things or maybe planning all the things? What was your specific pain point that you're like, AI can solve this?
there's like a specific moment at the kitchen table. I can remember being with my family where, and it was the mental load was heavy when I had the twins and like managing the feedings and timings and work and all of that. But when it really got to me about remembering things was when I had 3 kids in 2 different schools, one in uniforms, one not, with different schedules every day. One of my daughter's library day is every 6th day. And I don't know why. I felt like, what?
You can't get on a schedule with every 6th day.
And, our recycling, the environment is very important to me. Our recycling
Yes.
is every other week. Our compost is on a certain schedule. And somehow I had just absorbed the role of the default remembering of everything in my family. And one morning, I just had enough. It was taking away the connection time in the morning because I'm just like running through my to-do list and barking out orders to everyone. And then also somehow I was taking responsibility when things got missed. And I did this to myself. But when I reached my breaking point, I just marched myself over to our voice assistant in our kitchen. So we have a lot of AI tools around our house, but in our kitchen, we have an Amazon voice assistant that we use. And I started saying, set these reminders, remind this person on this day, remind this person on that day. And now it's carried through every morning at 7 a.m. Our voice assistant booms out the reminders for that time. And I don't know why, but that is just the thing. Probably maybe if people are out there remembering and reminding doesn't bother them, but it was impacting the connection with my family because it was weighing on me so heavily and because it was like never ended. I just dumped all of that on our AI tool. And we've had, first of all, the kids are taking more responsibility over their own remembering. They're setting their own reminders now. And when they forget something, they like taking responsibility over it. It's just a little bit lighter in the morning because like there's that annoying AI thing that is barking out the orders, but I'm just a sweet mom enjoying my coffee and here for snuggles. So that's when the mental load became the heaviest for me. And that's what I've done about it.
Oh my gosh, I could totally see how I would use this in my household because I hate to be the one remembering everything. And like somehow it always falls on me, even though I have ADHD, Sarah. It is not good for me to be remembering everything. Like it's not good at all. And my kids don't like to be nagged, but if you have the AI voice assistant reminding everyone, you could like band with the kids and be like, man, I hate when that voice assistant reminds me of something. I don't like to do it.
I know. Even just this morning, my daughter's math homework is due every Friday, and she was like, "I've got it!" Like she had already packed it. She was turning that reminder off, but we're all on a team. Like, AI, so annoying. He hasn't forgotten.
It's that saying, like, nothing unites people more than a common enemy. And if you can make the AI the common enemy, family closeness and togetherness, right?
Right. And it's become sort of a ceremonial, like summer's coming up, over the December holidays too, when we were out of school, we had like kind of a ceremony where we went over and said, cancel all alarms. And then all alarms were canceled for the next 2 weeks. It was just like, it's time to relax. So it's a big deal.
Oh my gosh, no more annoying AI, dude. It's great. Do you have like an accent for your AI? I hear a lot of people like Australians. The ones in America like to have the Australian accent. It's very calming, I think, for Americans. And
My mom does, and she prefers a male voice assistant too. She sets all of hers to be a man. So I don't know. I'll have to dig into that with her.
Interesting. Okay, I'm really curious on what else like you use AI for to eliminate pain points at home.
Okay, so meal planning is number one. That was just a heavy load for me to carry. So I've set up a little mini agent with Claude to send me my baseline grocery order every Sunday morning. And that kickstarts our meal planning process for the week. It's just like our regular list of things that we like to get. And I've programmed it a little bit to update for the seasons. Then we make our meal plan for the week and submit our grocery order. And that also helps us get organized, kind of like who's going to be home and when. So Claude is the one that kicks things off in terms of planning for meals and drop-offs and pickups and that kind of thing. So that's been great.
That is okay. So first of all, can you explain the difference between like what is an agent compared to like just using AI prompts in Claude?
Okay. Yes. Great question. And an agent, a lot of people have different definitions for this, but for me, an agent is an AI tool that is working to achieve a goal and can take some action on its own. So people say it's autonomous or semi-autonomous. This is semi-autonomous because I've set it up. I told Claude what my usual grocery list is, what season we're in, and how we make seasonal adaptations. And then the action that Claude takes on its own is delivering this grocery list to me via email. And I set that up with Lindy, which is a tool, an easy AI tool that doesn't require much coding. You can just build an automation to have something delivered to you. So that's an agent for me because I gave it the information, but it takes action without me.
Oh, interesting. So you get this grocery list emailed to you. And then I'm interested, like with this grocery list, how does it like actually take your meal plans into consideration? Like, does it plan your meals for the week or like what actions do you take from there?
From
'Cause
there, I'm
I have to
usually
tell you, Sarah, meal planning is a huge pain point in my house for me. I don't like it, but I'm better with it.
okay. For me, meal planning happens separately from that. That just little nudge is what gets me going. But
Okay.
actually, I've built my own AI assistant called M. And so I use my grocery order to get me started with Claude and Lindy, but you don't even need to do that. Maybe you're remembering or you have your voice assistant to tell you that. But my own AI assistant tool, it can research your recipes and, based on that information that I have from my email and knowing what I want to have for the week, I like to set that myself. Then it prepares my, doles out my meal plan and comes up with what we have on hand and what we need to make a purchase. And then I go through that. Some people connect their AI to Instacart, but still I have a little bit tighter grip on my AI than that.
Yeah, you can't trust it too much. You kind of have to have that supervisory like roll over your AI.
I saw now you can order Starbucks. You can do that in ChatGPT as well. And I got all the way to checkout. And then I was like, I'm just going to back this out. I can make this order in the app.
Wait, you can order Starbucks in ChatGPT?
Yes,
That
you
is
can.
insane.
Yes, you can. But do you want to is the question. And I can.
Yeah, I mean, like, I have to say how I order Starbucks. I just pull up my app and I'm like, oh, recent orders? Well, we're getting that again. Okay, go. It doesn't seem too hard. So, like, okay, you have the grocery list. You could do meal planning with AI. You can have it remind family members about things. Okay, how else do you use it in the home? I love your brain and all your ideas for putting it into practice.
Meal planning and meal planning we talked about, trip planning, of course, some support for packing for the kids. I've gotten out of that business myself. The twins now are 6 and my older daughter is 8. So, but I can't leave them to their own devices. So talking to an AI tool like a Chat GPT or a Claude, describing the trip that we have coming up and then saying, make a packing list for a 6-year-old or an 8-year-old and then leaving them to pack it. Like soon they're going to be old enough to not need that. But for now, that kind of assistance is really helpful to get me hands off. I use a lot of AI tools too to keep me from like off of my screens. So Overflow is a voice to refined text tool. And I used to just use it for work, but now I use it for everything. It's a little bit better than just using the microphone on your phone because, that keeps in all the ums and the uhs and misspells your kids' names or mine. Like I have my kids' names saved in my phone with emojis and I don't need, 6 purple hearts after this. But Whisperflow is a tool that you can use on your phone or on your laptop just to talk, and then it will edit and clean everything up for you.
I have to say, Whisperflow, like, first of all, I didn't know it can go on your phone. And you mentioned that during your talk. And I was like, what? And I immediately, during your session, like downloaded Whisperflow for my phone. And I've been using it since then. It is such a game changer when it comes to like voice to text messages, because now I don't have to waste the time going to correct the really crappy voice to text that iPhones have in there. It's amazing. And like Whisperflow too, like when you're working, I rarely type an email. I am mostly talking into my microphone and using Whisperflow to write all of my emails. And the thing that I think what you mentioned, like your productivity when you have Whisperflow, or maybe it was from somebody else.
My amazing partner on that panel, she's the one, her name's Rukaya Chandler,
Yeah.
the one that introduced me to Whisperflow. And then she's done her metrics, but Whisperflow will do them for you. So I think I type like about 35 to 50 words per minute, which I think is kind of embarrassing. I don't think that's very fast. And then, but I talk, anyone that is listening will know that I talk about 120 to 150 words per minute. So just
Right? Yeah.
that times a day, a year, a lifetime. So I heard this man speak last year at an event in Atlanta, an Amazon event. And he said if it's more than 2 sentences, he's talking, he's not typing. And that like lives in my brain because just 2 sentences, I thought, wow, I really need to get out of this so much hands on keyboard or thumbs on phone. And it's been a game changer.
Right. It speeds up things so, so much. And something else that I've used it on to speed it up is using the AI tools. I mean, Claude has it now. Claude has the voice to text, but like I think that was a recent addition in like the past month. And so I was using Whisperflow to speak all of my prompts into the AI like places. And it saves me so much time in work. It saves me so much time, just everything. And it like makes me not put a task off or procrastinate because I'm not like, oh, I have to type it. I'm so slow at typing. Just talk it and Whisperflow corrects it for me.
The other thing I love talking is I had this practice when I worked in technology that after, and people who work in project management do this regularly, but after a big project, you do like a review and talk about what went well and what you could have done differently. And we do that in our household. And especially after holidays. So I've built in AI a project for holiday planning and then have a little thread going for each holiday. And I love to get in Whisperflow or just used voice. And after, we celebrate Easter or after spring break or after the Christmas holidays, to hold down that button and just go stream of consciousness and say, okay, this is what we did this year. We did like for Easter, we did the egg toss before lunch, but then people were too hungry and the food was cold. So next year I don't want to forget and I want to do it in this order. This is who came. This is what was in the baskets. And then because that's in a project and the memory is assured, next year when I come back for Easter, it's like better for talk to text because I can get everything out of my mind. And then I don't have to do all of that for a year. When I come back next year to do my planning, like, let's get started. Well, last year, and what did I want to do differently? And then here's my report that can come back up for me.
That is amazing. And that's really thinking ahead and looking to see how you can improve year after year. Like I usually think about that stuff at work, but I don't think about that stuff for home and how it can make my life easier that way.
But after a big season or a big push or holiday or family event, there's always things that I wish that I had done differently or something that I forgot. And I want to remember it, but I don't want to carry it in my head for a year. So let AI do that for me.
Right, right. So like a mom who has just like she's hearing this conversation, she's like, "Oh my gosh, I want to get started." Like what small task should she take on first?
My suggestion would be think of the thing that you don't want to do. Think of the thing that is draining you. For a lot of moms right now, we're in like this crunch before summer comes. So if summer planning with kids' activities or camps is something that's weighing you down, or I don't know, writing thank you notes. Do people still write thank you notes? I always dread doing that. But just think of the thing that you dread. If you haven't picked an AI tool that is like your go-to or your favorite, right now I would say start thinking about where you do most of your work. If you're like a Gmail, Google Calendar girly, and Google is running your life, then try Google's tool Gemini, and you can use it for free. If you are corporate girly like me, Microsoft user, using Copilot in Microsoft is a great place to start. If you just want to try the tool that is most widely used and that most moms use, that would be ChatGPT. But I love thinking about where you're already doing most of your tech work and then using the embedded AI tool there and give it the task that you don't want to deal with and take our advice about talk to text, like turn on that mic and talk about why you don't want to do it, what's weighing you down, how you usually do it, or how you wish it was done, and then let AI give you the plan on how to get that draining task done.
Study and play come together on a Windows 11 PC. And for a limited time, college students get the best of both worlds. Get the Unreal College Deal. Everything you need to study and play with select Windows 11 PCs. Eligible students get a year of Microsoft 365 Premium and a year of Xbox Game Pass Ultimate with a custom color Xbox wireless controller. Learn more at windows.com/student offer. While supplies last. Ends June 30th. Terms at aka.ms/collegepc.
Pepsi Prebiotic Cola in original and cherry vanilla. That Pepsi taste you love with no artificial sweeteners and 3 grams of prebiotic fiber. Pepsi Prebiotic Cola. Unbelievably Pepsi.
Now at McDonald's, a McDouble is $2.50, so you can get your gym gains on. Or just get lunch for only $2.50. Get more value on the under $3 menu.
Limited time only. Prices and participation may vary. Prices may be higher for delivery.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Oh, I love that. And yes, and we've actually talked a lot about Claude, and I noticed that Claude isn't mentioned in your list. Why would a mom go to Claude instead of the other tools?
Claude is my go-to. I feel like I talk about Claude all the time, so I just give Claude a little break there. But Claude, in January of this year, actually, I made an intentional shift and pulled all my data out of ChatGPT and moved over to Claude. And the reason that I did this is because I'm using AI with my kids quite a bit, and I wanted to choose a tool that was values aligned for me. Even though I have a whole company with the name AI in it. I'm a super AI enthusiast. I'm also scared of what an unregulated, unrestricted AI future might look like for my family. So, tools that Claude is made by the company Anthropic, and it's a constitutional AI tool. I'm not paid by Claude. Claude didn't ask me to say this, but I read Claude's constitution and I keep up to date, and it's more values aligned for me. And I know that because OpenAI made 2 decisions at the end of last year that didn't feel like a good fit for my family. One was talking about the introduction of adult content, and I don't want my kids exposed to that when they are using AI. And then the second was incorporating ads. And I want to think about AI providing me with responses based on its training, not based on who paid to provide that answer. So that's why Claude feels like a better fit for me. It might not be the right fit for everybody's family, but what I hope people will do is think about where they are currently using technology or what tech fits with their values, and then choose the tool that matches with that.
Yeah, I love that. And it's also worth noting that Claude did something pretty big where it stood up against the US government and said, like, no, we are not going to provide you with that information or allow this to be open, which I think that aligns with my values. And honestly, like when you told me that I could take all of my data out of ChatGPT, because that ChatGPT is trained real well, Sarah. It knows me. I could just go to it and be like, you know me. Like, what do I want to do here? Like, whatever. I could export it all and I put it into Claude. I'm like, well, we need to put that on our task list to do that.
That's right. In Claude, there's a button to push that helps you bring your data from other tools over into Claude. They make it so easy. Or if you don't want to go through all that trouble, because I have a lot of data in there, you can also ask whatever tool, if I was using ChatGPT before in some of my projects, I said, just summarize this, write up all your notes so that I can pull it over. And the thing about AI tools is they don't have feelings. They're not sentient. So it didn't hurt its feelings when I said, write this up because you're closing and I'm moving over to another one. And ChatGPT delivered me a beautiful summary and great instructions on how to build my project in another AI tool.
Yeah, yeah. So, like, thinking also, like, shifting a little bit back to the mental load and remembering, now that we've given everybody this really good rundown of the tools that are available to them and like little ways to use them, the mental load on moms is huge just with all the planning and tracking and remembering. And we've given, first of all, a really easy way to use voice assistants to nag your family members instead of you having to do it. And then a way to like meal plan and do a grocery list as well as like the projects and remembering what, like, when it comes to taking away the mental load, I want to leave people with something else that they could take action on. What do you recommend they do with AI?
When it comes to relieving the mental load, I think, we've talked about some of the things that weigh heavily on you, like administrative or redundant tasks. But sometimes there are just those in the moment things where the mental load feels so heavy, and that what I experience is just getting stuck. I can think about times when my kids, when my twins were young and I was breastfeeding both of them, tandem breastfeeding. It's insane to
Oh
even
my
think
gosh.
that I did that.
I can't even believe I did breastfeeding. I couldn't even imagine tandem breastfeeding. Gosh.
It was a nightmare for me. But like sometimes where I was just so overwhelmed and the carrying everything in my mind was too much. And I can remember at the time asking my husband, I just need you to take over. I need you to take over. But I couldn't be super crisp about what I wanted. But what I wanted him to take over was like the thinking of all of the things that I needed to do. And I have found for me the best way to help with my mental load is to use AI to get all of the things that are swirling in my mind into an organized form. I have reminders. We've got our voice assistant talking to us. I've got my calendar. I have all these AI assistants, but still I'm carrying so many things just in my mind. When I'm feeling those times where it feels too heavy, remembering's too much, or I just have a huge day ahead and I don't know how I'm going to get through it, opening up an AI tool and say, these are all the things on my list. Help me prioritize them. Help me think about what is actually reasonable for a human to get done in one day. And
That's a big one for me. Yes.
exactly. And that I feel best in the morning, but by 4 o'clock, I'm fried. Plus, the girls are home. I'm not going to get anything done. Help me put structure around all of these things that I'm carrying. And just the act of doing that helps me so much. So I guess that's what I would say. A big lift is just when things feel heavy, having an assistant to talk through everything that you're carrying and help get it organized in a structured form can provide a lot of lift.
Oh my gosh, like the prioritization alone. This is what I hear the most from our Lolas here at No Guilt Mom is how do I prioritize? Because when you look at all your tasks, you're like, everything seems equally important. I have no idea what to do first. So that prioritization help, I actually had never thought of using AI for that. So I have another thing I'm going to do right after I get off with you, Sarah. I'm going to go prioritize as well as I'm like thinking, oh my gosh, can I like get AI to tell me what is a reasonable amount of time I should spend on this task versus thinking I could do everything in 30 minutes.
I always bite off more than I can chew. And when somebody told me that my email was someone else's to-do list, I was like, oh my God, why am I doing other people's to-dos and not prioritizing my own? So that's something where I really need AI to help me.
I love that. Now, you have built your own AI tool, M. Like, tell us all about that.
Yes, I have. I did not set out to build an AI product, but after 1 year of talking to parents, moms especially, about AI, I felt like the questions were still the same. Like I wasn't moving the needle. So I'm like, I'm going to put some structure to this. I did 100 interviews with parents to understand where technology supported them, where it let them down, what was weighing on their minds most heavily in terms of the mental load. And what I knew from building AI assistants in my job is that when it comes to structured organization, planning, prepping, AI is good at some of the things that were weighing on parents most heavily. So I built my own AI assistant. The data is secure. It's built by parents for parents. We have a top security database. We take as little data. We have a data minimization policy. Take as little data as we need. Provide little moments of AI literacy, like sharing your kids' nicknames instead of sharing their actual name, not sharing their birth year. Just little ways that we can go about protecting our children, and then delivering help with meal planning, like we talked about before, with trip planning, with self-care and being an accountability partner. And best of all, integrating with the Google Calendar so that I can just chat to my AI assistant and it will put things on my calendar, take them off, help me
Wow.
around. Tell you what I do not want to do, and that is open my calendar app one more time. I just want my AI assistant to handle that for me. So that's what I built.
Oh my gosh. The integration with the Google Calendar, that is so good because I cannot tell you the number of times I'm opening up my calendar app to put something on or to like share the family calendar with my work calendar if something happens during the workday or like just so many things. That is amazing, Sarah. And when does that come out?
Calendar keeping is such a thankless job. So I am happy to take that off the the list of parents. We launched on Mother's Day and we're in a closed beta right now. So first we just let 12 families try it. Then we let 20 more. We're just moving through our lengthy wait list of parents from the AI empowered mom community. So if folks are interested in trying it out, they can sign up on aiempoweredmom.com, join our product wait list. And in the meantime, we're delivering all the AI assistance that you can get in 1 week email with our AI empowered mom newsletter.
That is awesome. So go and join that. We will have the link for you in the show notes. Thank you, Sarah, for all of these tips and tricks and tools using AI. Like I know I'm going to be using a lot of them right after I sign off with you.
Thank you so much for having me here, letting me drop this knowledge and talk about my most favorite thing, helping parents use AI safely and responsibly. So I really appreciate the chance.
Awesome. Well, remember, the best mom is a happy mom. Take care of you. We'll talk with you later. If you'd like to support the show further, you can share episodes with your loved ones, leave a positive review, or follow us on social media at No Guilt Mom. You can also show your love by visiting our amazing podcast sponsors. We have a link in the show notes.